This is Bakizet. We are broadcasting from Kazakhstan Next forum, and our next guest today is Ms. Edita Asakavichene, Head of Strategic Analytics and Insights, Northeastern Europe, NielsenIQ. Ms. Asakavichene, welcome to Kazakhstan. Thank you for joining us today.
Nice to be here. Always a beautiful country to visit and to explore. So thank you for having me today for conversation.
So let's start. In a time of geopolitical uncertainty and fragmented global economy, what major changes in consumer behavior do you see today in Europe and nearby regions, including emerging markets?
I think, looking from those geopolitical aspects and so on, the major hit which consumers were hit at really directly and targeted was the inflation and economical situation behind. And, we have to be understanding and frugal. This is a big part for them. So, people had to rethink how we spend the money, how we manage their wallets, what are their perspectives behind. So if we are looking to the Europe, it's also really country by country. We see that Western Europe is more restricted, doesn't have such a good potential in the job markets. While if markets are emerging, they are emerging. No one stops them. So this is, I think, where the Kazakhstan is as well. The emerging of a country usually comes from the people power, how much we are willing to grow and to learn. And we have some unique situations, like in Baltics, we have where Lithuania is outstanding due to the personalities of the people. And I think this is where Kazakhstani people are as well. They are really, open to learn. We are really in a business perspective, but we also value the families and so on, which leads that the market has a good foundation, because what creates the business? The people creates the business. So I think, to summarize your question, people are still frugal about financial situation, and even if the financial situations will get much better, they won't come back to what was like pre-COVID 5 years ago. We will have the new set of the needs and so on. While on the other hand, I believe that Kazakhstan has a good development pace, and that will continue due to the fact that people are the ones who want to develop the country a lot, and this is really a big important part in the economical development as well.
So do you have deep research about the situation in Kazakhstan? If you have, could you share 5 tips from your presentation on how companies can build their brand effectively now?
So, we hold quite a lot of data in NielsenIQ. One part is that we are holding all the sales data behind, and when we deep dive in the consumers. So, from the data we're having, it's, we see that the people are frugal with financials, but they want a trusted brands. They want to understand the brands behind. So I think that investing and keeping investing in the brands is something what is really needed. On the other hand, what we noticed that the localities start to play a bigger role in Kazakhstan. And I think where, understanding the local needs and reflecting them will be the key winning one. You just cannot import the products across. You have to build the products who are reflecting the needs. And I think this is where we see a lot of investments from the big FMCG companies also happening behind.
However, with sanction, inflation, and changing supply chains, how is consumer trust in brands and governments changing, and how should the business take this into account when entering new markets?
So I think with all the changes behind, and it's linked with many things, where we see that the trust is coming more now from the emotional connection with the brand than with the quality perspectives. Because now, nevertheless, everyone expects that the quality is like the status quo. It has to be okay-ish. So in aim to create that trust behind, the brand has to build the and the government has to build that emotional connection, So what are the values of the government? What or brands, how they look out to the long term, how it's beneficial for my family and my village and so on. So it is more emotional connection. It's not enough just, to be secure that product is safe or the government provides beneficials for the, I don't know, if people get sick. It's also important to play that part which can build the long-term trust, which is more emotional perspective and in a long-term lookout, not just instant payout.
And what about reliable data and transparency?
Yeah. So data is, we are in an age where you can get data whatever you want on the fingertips and so on. But I think it's important what kind of the quality of the data you have behind. So especially now with AI and the bots, it's extremely important to be assured that the data you are looking into could be reliable and trusted. So in NielsenIQ, we have several layers. So first of all, when we are talking about the sales data part, here we are cooperating directly with the retailers in aim to have, the data from the primary resource. You cannot get any more accurate than, just taking the data and cleaning it up and structurizing and looking then to that. If looking about the consumers, it's more difficult, as I said, the bots, AI, but
Yes.
For that we have many quality standards behind. So it's starting from the factors, that we are having the GPS tracking for the moderator who is taking the questions, to even the simple things, which are like that at the beginning of the questionnaire we are asking, what is your age? And at the end of the questionnaire we are asking, which year you born, just to double check. So it's from difficult, and detail analysis behind, putting the trackings and checkings even to the simple questions. We have several layers to assure that the data we collect is truly reflects, and this is the true people voice behind, not just, quickly go through the questionnaire and put the points. So no, we have to clean up, because yes, you can get the data, but in aim to have a valuable insight, you have to have a really good quality data behind.
And what steps are needed to build a more mature analytics ecosystem, companies?
I think that the extremely important part, and this is where we are leaning with NielsenIQ, is not just have the data which of the actions, but also you have to have the data about the perceptions and intentions. So this is about combining, as we do, combining the sales data and combining the consumer answers behind. And then, how you can combine those two sources of data. So, for example, when we help the companies to build the innovations, so we look at from two factors. We look, we are asking how much you are willing to buy this new product. And, what does it, we mark then from 1 to 10. And what does it mean with 7? But when we take, all the previous researches in that category, and we saw, okay, for that innovation, we were marking 7, and that innovation, when launched to the market, we look to the sales data, we see that innovation overperformed the market. So for that category, the 7 is good, but it can be 7 can be bad as well. So this is how you combine intentions with the actual actions behind, is really important.
And about today's events, how important are such expert and analytics platforms for improving market transparency and better decision-making in emerging regions?
I think it's always important, not even for emerging markets, I believe for everyone, to stop once in a while and look a little bit broader, so what kind of information is fueling everyday my decisions? Because when you take a broader view, you have, new ideas and new perspectives, and you stop for the moment to observe the information. This is what leads you to more efficient decisions. So I think this is not just beneficial, it's essential to have such forums here in aim to fuel the market growth overall.
So, Ms. Asakavichene, thank you for your coming, for joining us. See you soon.
Thank you.